Pep Guardiola has made a stunning statement that allegedly exposes a major European conspiracy aimed at bringing down Lionel Messi and the Argentina national team. His comments immediately sparked intense debate and sent shockwaves throughout the football world. But before we begin, if you're a true supporter of the Argentina national team and believe that La Albiceleste has long been the target of unfair controversies, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Then, head to the comments section and type, "Justice for Argentina." Let's show the world that the voices of Argentina's supporters will never be silenced. Welcome to our exclusive coverage as we take an in-depth look at one of the biggest controversies in the world of football. Today, we're diving into claims that have reportedly shaken UEFA's reputation and drawn intense scrutiny toward FIFA at its headquarters in Zurich. It all began after Pep Guardiola, one of the most influential managers in modern football history, made a statement that ignited widespread debate across international media and quickly became one of the hottest topics on social media. Is there really a coordinated effort to undermine Lionel Messi and the Argentina national team? Or are these simply rumors and speculation fueled by the intense rivalry that surrounds the world's biggest football stage? Stay with us as we break down the full story, examine the claims, and explore all the facts behind this explosive controversy. Guardiola, widely regarded as the person who understands Lionel Messi's evolution better than almost anyone, and one of the few managers with deep insight into the inner workings of world football, chose to appear at what was described as an extraordinary press conference to reveal what he called a dirty and systematic campaign allegedly designed to undermine the Argentina national team and destroy the legacy of Lionel Messi. According to Guardiola, Argentina is not only battling its opponents on the pitch, but is also facing what he described as an alliance of powerful forces within sports and the media, determined to strip La Albiceleste of its glory and deny them what he believes is their rightful place at the top of world football. He argued that recent events have gone far beyond the boundaries of healthy competition and have turned into a direct and open attack on Argentine football as a whole. Speaking candidly, Guardiola claimed that the roots of this alleged conspiracy began immediately after Argentina's historic World Championship triumph, when, in his view, influential figures within European football refused to accept that one of their greatest powers had been defeated by a South American team led by the footballing magician from Rosario, Lionel Messi. The Manchester City manager further alleged that powerful circles across Europe, backed by major media organizations in England and Spain, began orchestrating a campaign to influence international public opinion while attempting to reshape refereeing and football administration in an effort to stop this extraordinary generation of Argentine players. Guardiola stated firmly, "I coached Messi for many years, and I know exactly who he is." To them, Messi is a living nightmare because he threatens their economic power and historical dominance. When Argentina proved to the world that pure talent and fighting spirit could overcome the billions invested in European football, those in power at UEFA panicked and allegedly began coordinating media smear campaigns while applying administrative pressure on FIFA. He went on to claim that these groups manufactured one controversy after another and fueled supporters with narratives intended to cast doubt on the legitimacy of Argentina's achievements. According to Guardiola, the ultimate goal of this media campaign was to create psychological pressure around Messi and his teammates, hoping they would lose their titles and that the public would begin questioning their greatness, something European teams, he argued, had failed to accomplish on the field. Guardiola didn't stop there. He also claimed that enormous pressure has allegedly been placed on major European clubs against anyone who openly supports Argentina or speaks fairly about the national team's accomplishments. As an example, Pep pointed to what he described as the difficulties faced by managers and sporting directors whose squads include Argentine stars. He alleged that sections of the British media, along with several prominent figures in football, have used administrative pressure and what he characterized as sporting intimidation to force clubs to restrict Argentine players and weaken their mental state. Guardiola concluded by saying, It's shameful to see football transformed into a stage for personal and political revenge. Whenever a European team loses to Argentina, newspapers immediately launch attacks, directing their frustration toward Argentine professionals playing in Europe in an attempt to discourage them and break their collective spirit before international matches. Pep insisted that these alleged unfair practices have nothing to do with sport itself, but instead represent a desperate attempt to create tension inside the locker room and impose unjustified punishments without valid reasons. He also stated that he would never surrender to pressure aimed at forcing managers to abandon the values of fairness, respect, and sporting integrity. According to Guardiola, Argentine players continue to represent the sacrifice, discipline, and professionalism required by any team with ambitions of achieving greatness. Guardiola then addressed what he described as Europe's alleged double standards regarding symbolic issues and matters beyond the football pitch. He questioned why national teams and players in Europe are often allowed to express complex political views and display controversial messages during major tournaments, while receiving applause and support from Western media, which often portrays them as symbols of freedom of expression. Meanwhile, according to Pep, the media backlash and disciplinary punishments are immediately directed at Argentine players whenever they express their love for their homeland or display messages connected to their country's historical identity, including issues such as the Falkland Islands. Guardiola stated firmly, "We have seen how rules and regulations suddenly become a sword of Damocles hanging over Argentine players simply because they celebrate their identity or defend their respected history. This double standard proves how FIFA regulations and football federations can be used as tools of political pressure against Latin American nations." Guardiola insisted that attempts to silence players' national pride reflect an outdated colonial mindset that has no place in modern sports. According to him, football was created to unite nations and give a voice to those who have been denied the opportunity to fight for their rights, not to serve agendas based on geographical bias or discrimination against anything that does not come from Europe. He emphasized that defending truth and historical justice is not a choice, but a moral responsibility for every athlete who values honor and integrity. In what was described as the most explosive part of his statement, Guardiola revealed what he called a major issue within the hidden world of international refereeing. He claimed that recent matches, especially crucial encounters against powerful opponents, were nothing more than carefully organized scenarios designed to limit Argentina's chances of success. Pep alleged that refereeing committees, influenced by intense pressure from European media, had psychologically affected officials on the field, encouraging them to restrict the movement of Argentine players, call unnecessary fouls, and hand out yellow cards for normal physical challenges. Meanwhile, he claimed that clear provocations and unsporting behavior from opponents were often ignored. Guardiola stated, "We have all seen how VAR standards and refereeing decisions suddenly change in ways that weaken La Albiceleste and create tension among the players. They have created an atmosphere of fear among referees, making officials afraid to give Argentina the decisions they deserve because they worry about facing media criticism the next day." Pep added that such alleged manipulation does not only harm Argentina, but also damages football as a whole. He argued that it transforms decisive matches into scenarios that appear to be predetermined behind the doors of powerful football institutions in Zurich and Nyon, serving the interests of those with greater financial and media influence. As a result, the principles of fair competition and a clean game are placed at risk. Guardiola ended his powerful speech with words that, according to his supporters, would become unforgettable in football history. He said, "Argentina's history and Messi's greatness were not built in air-conditioned offices or through favorable refereeing decisions. They were written through the tears, sweat, and absolute integrity of these heroes on the pitch. No media campaign or administrative pressure can erase this glorious truth from the memories of football fans around the world." Now, following these explosive statements from one of football's most influential thinkers, one major question remains for all of you. Do you believe FIFA and UEFA will acknowledge these alleged issues and change their direction? Or will the pressure against the world champions continue in an even more intense way? Share your thoughts and analysis in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video and share it everywhere, because your support is the strongest way to spread awareness and bring the message of justice for Argentina to football fans around the world. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you can continue following the latest stories, hidden details, and untold facts from the world of football.